I'm ELD, and here are 5 plays that you absolutely should know about using Thespian Stage. Up first, we've got an honorable mention, and that is the synergy with Dark Depths. It's why the card sees so much play. When you copy Dark Depths, you do not copy the counters, as counters are not a copyable attribute of a card. So you end up with a Dark Depths with no counters on it, a quick 20/20, and an easy win. That is plan A. And now we're on to number 5. Copying Glacial Chasm. This can really draw the game out. This card sees play in both lands and Titan Post. The ability to copy this. Of course, you don't copy the cumulative upkeep counters, same as Dark Depths, and you're also bypassing a Enter the Battlefield ability, as Thespian Stage is already in play. This can really drag the game out, giving you time to assemble a game-winning line. At number 4 is Playing Around Wasteland. This is actually why I'm making the video. We captured this recently on camera. Just a devastating play you have to be careful for or be ready to make. If your opponent has Wasteland and they target your Thespian Stage, you can copy a basic land, and that Wasteland's ability will fail to resolve. No longer a valid target, as the land is actually basic. Yes, it still has the Thespian Stage ability to copy a Dark Depths later on, but it is a basic land, and it's also going to be immune to things like Blood Moon as well. As a matter of fact, when you're playing with Thespian Stage, you should be aware and keep an eye out for the opportunity to copy basics, just to give your Thespian Stage some extra resiliency in case of that type of hate. Up next is changing the name of Thespian Stage for cards like Pithing Needle. So Needle, if naming Thespian Stage, would be a big problem, but if you see it coming, you can actually make a copy of a different land. Now you put your opponent in a very difficult spot. They're basically going to have to name whatever you copied with your Thespian Stage, because that one on board is the one that they're more worried about. But you still have access to more in your deck, or even potentially in your hand, or even in play. I mean, you can't shut them all down if they can change the name, as that is actually a copyable attribute. Up next is Urza's Saga. Insane synergy with Thespian Stage. So once you copy an Urza's Saga and you start going through those draw steps, getting those Saga lore counters, that actually is permanent. That is a permanent addition to the land. So even if you change names later, it stops being a Saga. That doesn't matter. It still taps for a colorless. It can still spit out constructs. So once you gain the ability to make constructs, if you turn into a different land, you just are a land that has the ability to make constructs. You're no longer a Saga that's going to tick up and eventually go away. Perfect timing on this is often with the trigger to search on the stack. You can actually use the Urza's Saga, which was a Thespian Stage, to copy a new land with that trigger on the stack. You'll still get the search, and at the end of it, your land will not be sacrificed, as it's no longer a Saga when the trigger to sacrifice it would resolve. That is probably the most impactful play, and one you really need to keep in mind. The ability to just constantly crank out constructs and get that value of that final search. And the number 1 is on there just because of how bonkers this play is. Song of the Dryad does turn a permanent into a land, which can then be copied by Thespian Stage. So if you do happen to get this on a card like Archon of Cruelty, or really any creature, you can actually copy the land and turn your Thespian Stage into a creature and just go to town if you don't have access to Dark Depths on your own. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, and if you have any other plays with Thespian Stage that I missed, definitely let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.